Alright, so in this video I just want to cover this rack unit that I've got over here. Now in South Africa we don't have very many options with fancy rack units which are built to last. So this is what I eventually came up with a lot of brainstorming and everything like that. So this unit is made out of aluminium extrusion with block connectors, and all these panels here are 6mm marine ply which I just painted over. Now I mean I could use polypropylene or perspex or anything like that, but obviously that just pushes the price through the roof. So my initial intention was to actually have these units for sale, and you can buy one level, and if you get another snake or another 2 snakes you can buy another level and just add on. So this unit here is just 10, and it can eventually be made up to 20 units. So if you had to buy a level, everything, all the wiring is inside the tubing. So that comes with like a little plug. You just connect the plug, push on the next level, and it's ready to rock and roll. Now each level is earthed. Okay, I'm bridging an earth between each level so that if the live does touch on this, which could be obviously a problem for electrocution and things like that, it will short and it will trip your earth leakage. So this unit is extremely nice and safe, and I'll just show you a little bit how it all works. It's made with 26-liter ADIS tubs. We've got the heat pad over here, which is on a separate board so that the heat doesn't permeate through to the bottom level, and we've just got 9-watt heat pad for this one. Now I've got these little rubber grommets where the wires come out so that they don't get worn and cause a short or anything like that. So there's a few things I want to change on the unit. I just want to put something to strengthen the front of this board, because it obviously can warp a little bit. Then it takes the heat away from the base where we want it. But other than that, I'm extremely happy. That's a quick fix. On the side here you can see there is some aluminium angle, which is just here to keep the tub from warping. Obviously the tub is suspended, so a lot of weight is here, and being plastic it could warp, so the aluminium keeps that from warping. You can see one of our little guys that lives here. This rack is housing our 10 Gaboon Vipers. There's our thermostat, which is controlling the temperature. Always very important when keeping reptiles. You want to know exactly what your heat source is doing to prevent anything like burns and stuff. Invest in a heat pad, in a thermostat. Very, very important tool in the keeping of reptiles. Now I'm just going to pull this tub out. You can have a look at the roof over here. Now the roof is vinyled, so being marine ply it's already going to handle moisture well, but I've vinyled it so that it's nice and easy for disinfecting. If you're going to put different reptile in this enclosure, you don't want any wood where the dirt and bacteria and stuff can sit in. So this way it makes it really, really nice and easy to clean. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty much the unit. It's very nice, lightweight, and it flat packs. I mean, for shipping, all the tubs fit inside of one another and everything comes apart. So it's very, very easy for shipping and that. But as I say, not really something I am selling at the moment, but maybe in future we'll give it a go. So it's not, obviously not the cheapest thing to build, but it is built to last a lifetime. So there's a lot of value in it in that sense as well. Now if I had to sell each level, depending on the price of things nowadays, with everything going up with inflation, each level is about 1,200 rand. And as I say, you can just keep on stacking as you want to go. Now just a little bit about the guys that are living in here. Okay, So we've obviously, as I say, we've got gaboons, quite huffy puffy. I've got this little ice cream tub here, and it's probably like 250 or 500 ml ice cream tub with a hole in it. And inside I've just got some paper towel which I've made nice and moist, nice and wet, so that the humidity inside of this little box is extremely high. So if they want, they can go inside the hide. A lot of time the gaboons prefer more sort of cornered or where there's brush overhanging or something like that. But some of them do use the hide as well. But this also works as giving off humidity because it's partially on the warm side and there's lots of moisture in here. It's a slow evaporation, adding humidity into this enclosure. And then with the water bowls for these gaboons, I've just opted for these very shallow little dish, so that if they're moving around, being a terrestrial snake, they on the ground, they don't climb a lot. So if your water bowl's quite high, they're not even going to know it's there. So I also will show them where their water bowl is every now and again. I normally do it, say, like once a week or once every 2 weeks. I just dip their little noses in the water and they often start drinking immediately. Very important when keeping baby gaboons is to show them where the water is. Okay, and for my adults, I've got them in bioactive setups, the bioactive substrate, and the water bowls actually submerged so that when they're cruising in the cage, they actually come down and then they hit the water, which is more natural. If you think of them on the forest floor and they're moving around, water is going to pool in the lowest areas, so they would go down into a pool of water, and that's how they find a lot of their water. As well as when it's raining, then they'll drink off of themselves and things like that. So we do give them a good misting now and again, and obviously we want that humidity to sort of dry up over time. You don't want too much humidity, getting all stagnant, so you need good air ventilation. I just went with these holes made with a soldering iron, but I was thinking I could fit mesh into the roof over here. I'll put a fiberglass mesh, but with doing that, it's obviously increases the price. So with this unit, I've tried to make it as cheap as I possibly can, but as good quality as I can as well. So this is one of the other projects, and we got a lot of other cages and units. I'll post videos on them as well. Oh, there's lots of huffing puffing coming out of here. And I've finally got the last component I need for building my cages with the aluminium profile as well. I'm getting my own sliding glass rail made, especially for these kind of units that I am making. So our next cage video maybe of those cages. You can see here another boy. We've got quite a lot of color variation with these guys. Oh, very huffy puffy. And also very important is to keep notes about the snakes and when they've eaten, when they defecate, and all those things. So with gaboon vipers, being ambush predators, heavy-bodied snakes wait for food to come close. Long, slender snakes, active hunters. These guys don't move around a hell of a lot, and also, you know, being in captivity, they don't have a lot of space to move around. Where they can thermoregulate in a small space, there's also not much reason to move. So it's very important to also give them some exercise and make them swim, so that they get that movement, and then they can get a bowel movement going. So you want your record to see, okay, you know, it's eaten, frozen, thawed, how many times, and then, okay, it's been too long now. You want them to actually get them to go to the bathroom, get that result from them. So you've got to give them a little bit of exercise. Okay, this one's pretty cool. You can see he's got these little teardrops. Yeah, so this is just how I've been housing them since babies. They're doing very well. All 20 of the babies that I have are still going nice and strong. Okay, nice thing about Gaboons, they always give you a perfect shed. I haven't had much issues with bad sheds from Gaboons ever. So here's a shed from a normal, perfectly from head to tail, and you can see all the patterns, and then there's a shed from an albino, no patterns whatsoever. Right, cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about this racking unit. As I say, we're going to post more videos about the other cages and things that we make. Maybe give you guys some ideas for your making your own. And if you guys have any pointers or anything how these could be made better or what you think of them, please leave a comment. I'll be quite interested to know. Cool.